Hey everyone, welcome to our Mission Possible team call. This is the recording. Hope you can listen to it when you get a minute. We're going to be talking about building or rebuilding your memory jogger, filling that funnel. And so for those of you on the call, some of you are pretty new. Some of you have been around for a while. We're all at different seasons perhaps of our business, but do you ever get to the point where it feels like you've talked to everyone and you don't really know who else to talk to, even if you're new? Or do you feel like you've kind of talked to your warm market per se, and now the rest of it's scary, maybe? I don't know. Well, today we're going to talk again about how to fill that funnel, how to start categorizing those people and talking to the people and next steps and so forth. And I'm going to share a couple of stories from some people that shared some training in this area. But first of all, if you got to the point where you feel like you've talked to all your warm market, here's an exercise that I might encourage you to start out with. And that is to go to your Facebook profile and look at your friends. And I want you to write down all the friends that you haven't talked to about Juice Plus yet. And then I want you to go to your phone and look in your contact list. And I want you to write down all the people in your contact list that you haven't talked to about Facebook or about Juice Plus. And then after you've gotten all that done, let's head to your computer and let's go to your address book. And let's write down everybody that you haven't talked to about Juice Plus. And even for those of us that have been around for a while, like Kay and I, that's a lot of people, isn't it? Wouldn't you agree, Kay?
Yep.
I've gotten about 3/4 of the way through this exercise and I'm still not through it yet. And it's a lot of people. I mean, I've got a couple hundred people already on my memory jogger from doing this exercise. So when you think that you've talked to everybody, you couldn't possibly know who to talk to. I mean, there's a couple more exercises that I would take you through, but this is the easiest exercise to go through. And then what I would suggest that you do is break up that list into sections or categories. And you might categorize it by, these are my close friends, these are my acquaintances, these are the people I go to church with, these are my old high school or college buddies, et cetera, et cetera. So pick some categories. And then, we talked about our DMO where we have Momentum Monday where we're going to pick 10 new people to talk to or whatever your number is. But then pick some from each of those categories, whether it's 2 from each of those categories or 5 or however many people you're picking out for the week or the month, and start there and start connecting with them. And then determine how you connect best with people. Is it texting? Is it Facebook Messenger? Is it picking up the phone? Ultimately, a conversation that involves the phone or coffee or something is ultimately usually the best approach, ultimately. But in today's world, many people just text back and forth. Rosa, do you do a lot of texting? I think probably Rosa, right? I don't know what the rest of you guys, if you want to share what your favorite method. Are you all texters or phone, or anybody want to share?
Texters.
Text.
Text.
Do you guys feel like you close the sale without even have a conversation on the phone or having coffee? Is that true for the people that text?
I found I take Sarah's advice and I start the conversation on text, but when it comes to cost, I always do a phone call or face-to-face if they want to. But a lot of my friends have young kids, so we're all very busy. So after bedtime phone call, that's our personal time.
Mm-hmm. And I would say that I follow Sarah's advice too. When we get to the because our pricing can be a little bit crazy, complicated sometimes, right? So when I get to the tech, like I just had someone text me, say, okay, I'm ready to get started. What do I do? I said, let's pick up the phone. What works for you? And it's after her kids go to bed tonight, Rosa. So that's exactly what she wanted to do with me today. So definitely, I always feel like at least when you get to that part of the conversation, and then there's no confusion, because sometimes there can be confusion when the product gets like, well, I didn't know it was going to be this, or I didn't know it was going to cost, so I do feel like that's probably the best approach. But pick what you're most comfortable with, and then also, when you're categorizing that memory jog, why did you think of them? We always talk about, so when you are talking to them, you're talking about, I thought of you because, so you come up with what did you think about them, and then next steps. And I know that for Jennifer, for instance, I work a lot with Jennifer Taylor one-on-one. Jen, you like to have an event to invite to. It's an excuse to talk to that person, right?
Yes.
And
But
so,
it's also
go ahead.
it's also the third party validation, I think, that does it for my guests.
Mm-hmm. And so it's a reason to connect, saying, hey, I'm having this event, or I'm going to this event, or we're having a salad in a jar, or she's hosting a Easter brunch. What are you calling it?
Healthier options brunch.
Yeah, healthier option brunch for Easter on Saturday. And so always having something to invite to is what's most comfortable for her to talk to people. That's kind of her MO. And then another option for filling that funnel, if you've exhausted all those or in parallel with all those, is think about maybe doing booths. And a friend of mine, Cheryl Hill, just shared recently that she was really wanting to move her business forward and getting herself in front of more people, because you guys, the person that talks to the most people wins. It's a numbers game, right? So how do I get myself in front of more people? So what she decided to do, and she grabbed a buddy, because things are just more fun with a buddy, but you can do this by yourself, is to start going door to door. Pick a niche, and we're going to talk about niche marketing in a minute. Ellie Shepley did some training on this, and it's excellent. But maybe you want to go door to door to gyms, or you want to go door to door to dentist office, or you want to go door to door to whatever. And you want to ask how you can partner with them, how you can collaborate with them. And I'm going to give you some verbiage in just a little bit that Ellie shared. But she talked about how they got pumped up for that. First of all, she got a buddy, and then what she said they do is in the car, they would crank the music up, and they would sing to the top of their lungs, and they would scream and yell and just get that energy, because it's that excitement, that energy that people feel when you walk in the door, right? You want to be really positive. And so you're going to walk in with a great spiel. You're going to want to have that practice so that you're just so confident about your game. And what she chose was gyms, and ultimately she got 2 different gyms to saying yes to letting her do a booth. She does a booth twice a week in each of those gyms, and she just sets up the booth, and as people are coming and going, she is sharing. I think she shares the Shred 10 a lot. Sometimes she just shares the products, but she gets several customers a week just by doing that. So let's go right into niche marketing, and I want to share a story, share some training that we got in this 90-day challenge that we did the last 90 days. And her story is that she was living in New York. She was brand new to New York, I might add. Now think about this for a second. Put yourself in her shoes. She was brand new, living in New York. She was a brand new rep, brand new to New York, but also she came from a family where her mother is a national marketing director. So you can about imagine this, that everybody she knew was already on Juice Plus, right? Because her mom's a national marketing director. She's a very successful national marketing director. She was in her early 20s, and most of her friends are in college and don't have money. Okay, can you guys picture all this? Mm-hmm. And yet she needed to go to national marketing. She needed some money. She was nannying and waitressing to earn enough money to put on the table and pay her rent in New York. And she said that she was over it. She saw what life was, how her mom and dad lived their life, and what they did as national marketing directors, and wanted that lifestyle, not the lifestyle that she was working, time for dollars, right? So she started out by, here's what she did to fill her funnel. Her funnel was empty. So she started out by, first of all, doing what I recommended. She went through her friends list on Facebook and in her cell phone. And then she started by texting all of them. And here's the verbiage that she used. I love it. She said, I'm building a business in the health and wellness industry. I've always admired you. Would you be open to learning more about it? I'm going to say that one more time. I'm building a business in the health and wellness industry. I've always admired you. Would you be open to learning about it, or learning more about it, or I guess just learning about it, sorry. One more time. I'm building a business in the health and wellness industry. I've always admired you. Would you be open to learning about it? So she doesn't talk about whether the product or the business, just said, would you be open to learning about it? And then that would open a conversation. I suppose there was some niceties up in front of that, but that's how she would like text 10 people a day or whatever, some big number, right? And then once she got people to be open to it, and obviously not everybody was, then she would use the verbiage, she would use the verb so then what she would do is she would want to get them on the phone with her mom. Her mom was the successful national marketing director. She was brand new. So she would invite them to a three-way call, a connection call. And she would say, I'd love to introduce you to my mom. She has been doing this business for 10 years and she can tell you all about it. So you might say, so you pick an upline, whether it's your sponsor or somebody else, whatever. You pick somebody and you'd say, I'd like to introduce you to my friend. She's been doing this business for 10 years and she can tell you all about it. That would work really good for somebody that's brand new. If you've been around for a while, you might not use that verbiage. Or also sharing this for a team member. If you've got a brand new team member that wants to start fast, get them to get these people on a three-way connection call with you. But it's key to get them to invite properly. So again, I'd love to introduce you to my friend. She's been doing this business for 10 years and she can tell you all about it. Would you be open, to getting on the phone with us, kind of thing, and then schedule that connection call, and then let the sponsor take it from there. And so she said that worked out really well for her for a while, and she kind of tapped out at saying sales coordinator or a little bit more, where she felt like she had kind of went through all of her list. And so that's when she started thinking about this niche marketing that I mentioned earlier. And so what she wanted to do there is she wanted to get herself in front of a lot of people. The person that she was coaching with shared with her that she's just not talking to enough people. She needed to get in front of more people. And so that's when she decided she needed to kind of act like a drug rep. They go in and they are very assertive and they stand around so they can talk to the doctor. You guys know what drug reps do. I've got a girlfriend that's a drug rep, and it's just amazing how assertive they have to be in order to talk to the doctor to sell their drugs. So you got to be a drug dealer, guys. And so again, whether it's chiropractors or yoga studios, gyms, you pick the niche market that you want to share with. And what she also did was then she went online, she Googled these industries, she Googled these businesses, and she wrote a list of all the people she wanted to go see and the addresses and planned her days out, right? And she would walk into the business, and here's her verbiage, you guys, it's brilliant. She said, can I speak to the owner? I'm a wellness coach, I'm in the wellness field. I offer a nutritional component, and I'm looking to partner with gyms who want to offer a nutritional component to their clients. Would you be open to hearing about that? Or would someone here be open to that? So again, basically she's saying, I'm offering a nutritional component. I'm looking to partner or collaborate is another good word to use with gyms or chiropractors or dentists or whatever your niche market is. Would you be open to hearing more about that? She said some said yes, some said no. So I just kind of envision myself even going to a gym, starting with my gym and talking to my instructor and say, hey, can you introduce me to the owner, right? And tell them that I have this nutritional component and I'm looking to partner with, other people. And sorry, let's put that on mute. Got all kinds of things going on.
Would you read that one more time?
Sure. So do you want me to kind of read her whole spiel?
I'm offering a nutrition, yeah.
Okay. I offer a nutritional component, and I'm looking to partner with gyms who want to offer a nutritional component to their clients. Would you be open to hearing about that, or would someone here? I think it's brilliant, you guys. It takes some chutzpah. It takes being assertive, and it takes being bold. But I even thought about you, Robin, for what you do in whether it be, the industry that you're getting into, or dentistry, or whatever you're looking to partner with.
Yeah, I do that a lot, especially in dental.
Yeah. So, you could do that for your Juice Plus business as well. She also talked about, when people started giving her referrals, she gave us some verbiage there for, saying, there's a business behind this. Would you ever be open to hearing how you can get the commission from these orders? So how many of you, when you get referrals, are willing to just say, hey, there's a business behind this? Would you ever be open to, taking a peek at what I do, or how you can get the commission from these orders? And she reminded us that if you're hearing no, you're doing your job, because she heard a lot of no's to get to the yeses. And today she's a 50 club. And I met her maybe a couple years ago. She has gone fast. But she used to be, when she moved to New York, her goal was to be an actress. And she said, you know how many no's I had to hear just to get a little speaking part to say, she said, I got a million no's. So she said, I was used to that. So that was part of her success, is getting used to hearing no. So you got to hear the no's to get to the yeses. Has everybody here read the book Go for No? Anybody read it? Raise your hand if you've read it. Okay, I need to make sure you guys get this book. It can be about an hour read, and it's amazing. Basically, you're going for the no's so you can hear the yeses. It's a great book called Go for No. Let's see. So yeah, okay. And then she talked about, and she does kind of what you did, Jen. So a lot of what she does is she has an event that she's inviting to. And so as she's going, calling people or talking to people, she is setting up events, creating events to invite people to. And in order to get 10 people to an event, she talks to 100 people. So in order to get 10 yeses, she talked to 100 people. So when you're saying, oh, I can't get people to an event, 100 people to get 10 yeses, guys, okay? And what she decided to do also then in the New York area is she reached out and found other reps in the area, especially ones that were health coaches or professionals, and asked if she could collaborate, if she could work with them to host events together, because she didn't have an upline. Like Jen and I get together and host events. But she also then tried to pick wellness coaches or other professionals and said, hey, can we collaborate together? Can we host events? I'll bring a few people, you bring a few people. And then she would market the event based on, selling that person, sharing. So it wasn't her that was speaking. She would market that professional, whatever that professional was. Because again, she wanted to have a body to lock arms with. She didn't have anyone. So in your case, Robin, maybe you would find somebody out in California that you would want to work with and lock arms and host events together, much like Kay and Jen and I do here. And in a nutshell, it's filling your funnel and it's talking to more people. That's how you move forward in your business.
In the insurance industry, they use the fact that it takes 12 approaches before they're willing to really sit down and talk to you. So from one person or one business, you're going to hear no 11 times. You have to just keep touching back. And it takes that many times before, and they don't always, obviously, but in order to usually get them to turn around and listen, it takes that many touches.
Mm-hmm.
patience is what this requires.
And when they say no, I like to look at it as they just don't know what you know. And so they're not saying no, they're saying no, not yet, because they don't know what you know. If they know, I've actually used this verbiage with some good friends. I've said, if you knew what I know, it'd be a no-brainer for you. So it's a matter of time. And those same people, it's taken sometimes 10 years for those people to say yes, but they have eventually said yes. I never quit on some of the friends that I love and care about that I want to take Juice Plus. So yeah, and this isn't always strangers that it takes that long. And many times it is people So. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording here.